Good morning, everyone. It's Saturday morning and it's time for Fresh Off the Hook. Sorry I've been on hiatus for a couple weeks, but been busy, have some things on the hook that have a deadline. So in order for me to meet those deadlines, I had to work on those first. But I do have a few things to show you, some hats and some Afghan squares. So let me get started and show you what I've been working on. The project that's been taking up most of my time is a large Afghan for a baby, and that's done on this shell stitch. And I'm still working on it. I have to finish the border of the actual Afghan. It's going to take some additional time, and I have about 10 days to finish it. So I'm getting there. So that's what's been taking up most of my time. It's done in a baby bee yarn. This is a light, I believe it's a number 3 yarn, a light worsted weight yarn. This is it from Hobby Lobby, and it's done in Pinkaboo. The pattern is from the Best of Terry Kimbrough Baby Afghans. It's called Charming, and it's a great book. It's got several different patterns. I know Beth in Texas has done one of her lapgans using Terry Kimbrough's pattern, and I believe it's in here in the book. The other Afghan I'm working on is a granny square Afghan. This is using Bernat Mosaic yarn. This is called the Bumbleberry Pie Afghan. Mikey's Mail on YouTube has all the tutorial instructions on how to do the Afghan. And as you can see, it's a slow moving variegated yarn. I love the Bernat Mosaic. It works up really quick, and each square comes out a little bit different just by going along with the yarn as it comes out of the skein. But I have to do like 128 of these 6-inch squares, so it does take a little bit of time to get that completed. So it's in progress. Now I have some hat patterns that George is going to model for us today. Those are the other items that I've had off the hook. And so we'll stop the video and I'll pick it up with George modeling the hat patterns.
So do we stop it?
Okay, the first hat that we have here is a football hat. George is a big football fan, so I wanted to make him a football hat this year. It turned out really nice. It's using Knit Picks yarn. It's very soft, and what I did was I adapted a pattern that I found on Ravelry called the Simple Ear Flap Hat. And so I did that to make the top part of the hat, and then I used the tutorial from DZ's Creations to do the braiding, and that really helped me get the braiding done and put it all together, and I think George likes it, right, George?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so he gets to wear it when it's cold in Houston, which isn't very often. Today I think it's going to be like 63 degrees, so he doesn't get to wear it very often, but he enjoys wearing it when he's out playing football with his friends. Okay, so George, you want to move on to the next hat? Okay, I think you got it backwards. Backwards.
This one?
Yeah.
This way?
Yeah. Okay. And this next hat is a hat that I pattern tested for Ron Strong Designs. You can find his ebook with this pattern online at Ravelry. And this is the Colonel hat. It's got a great front post stitch. It's kind of big on George because it's a man's hat. And it's done in Manos del Uruguay yarn, which is kind of an upgraded type of yarn, a specialty yarn that's variegated. And I'll get in close so you can kind of see the hat. It's got some great stitches in it, half double crochet, and some other stitches, which gives it a really nice texture and a softness to it. So that was the Colonel hat. All right.
No.
Frosty is in charge of the hats. Obviously, he thinks he's the producer here. So, all right. So, and then the last hat, move it around a little bit. Can you move the red around to the front? All right. George likes to call this the wave hat, but Ron calls it the Verbal. And this hat is great. It's got some great striping because he used 2 different yarns and did some color work with it. This is using Debbie Bliss Cashmerino wool. Very soft, but it creates a more tighter stitch than the Manos did. So as you can tell, it fits George pretty snugly on top, and it's a little bit shorter. George likes this hat a lot, right, George?
Yeah. Yes.
And so he's been enjoying wearing this hat as well as his football hat. So those are the 3 hats that I have to show you this week, and now I'll stop the video and let George take over. Well, those are all the items that I have to show you this week. I hope everyone is having a good time crocheting. I've been enjoying watching everyone's videos and all the creativity that you have. If you're interested in joining Fresh Off the Hook or looking at other videos by other family members, be sure to check out the information below in the description line for all the other great videos that are out there by all those creative crocheters. If you have any other crafting that you like to do, such as pottery, cross stitch, quilting, sewing, cooking, there's also Gifted Hands, and you can certainly send a message to One Virtuous Woman. She works with both of those groups, Fresh Off the Hook and with Gifted Hands, and get things started for you. I hope everyone has a great week. I look forward to seeing you next week and hopefully having a completed baby Afghan to show you. So bye from Texas. Have a great day.